What's up, everybody? Shark Bite here, and today, you guys, I'll be reacting to some scary stories. Now, this is the first time I'm putting it on my channel, and it won't be the last. So we're gonna do two videos, little short videos, and I hope you enjoy. Let's get this video rolling. Go. Okay.
This happened to me a few months ago. Me and my friends were taking the bus to school. We had to get off the bus at the terminal and walk to the school, which was about a 10-minute walk. There were a lot of ways to walk to school, but our favorite way was what we called the elevator way. Walk a bit and then go through a 2-floor building, and when you enter the building from the first floor, you can either take the stairs or the elevator. As lazy girls, we always went in the elevator. When we were walking together, we always made fun of people and ourselves, and laughed, sang, and danced. We acted like total idiots. Anyway, we were kind of late that day, because we waited for one of our friends at the bus stop. It was cloudy, but everything was normal until we walked into the building. We were just laughing and waiting for the elevator to arrive on our floor, and got in. But when the door was about to close, we saw a hand stopping the elevator, and to our surprise, there was a guy. He entered the elevator, and all of us just got close to each other. I never look at strangers, 'cause I don't want to look like a weirdo, but my friends do. We were just trying to hold our laughter in from how funny and stupid that guy looked. He looked like he was in his 20s, and he had dyed orange hair. He was wearing a dirty sweatshirt and blue track pants. We were just glancing at each other, but we stopped as he whispered, "What a great way to travel, huh?" We were already freaked out at this point, so we just rushed out of the elevator. When we got out, he waited and pressed the outside button to keep the elevator on that floor. So where we had to go was a hallway with 2 glass doors and work offices with big windows, so you could look inside the office from the hallway pretty well. Usually we waved at the people who were in their office, but they were empty today. So we just walked, but as I was always paranoid, I was ready to run. I looked back and saw that man. He was following us, smiling so widely and looking right at me. I started running, but my friends didn't know anything. They just laughed at me. I wanted to yell, "Run!" to my friends, but I was afraid that I might trigger him. So I just kept looking back. At that point, my friends noticed. They looked back too and ran in a matter of seconds. But my last friend was still walking, unaware of everything. After a second, she finally looked back, but the guy was right behind her, really close to her. My last friend was kind of a chubby type, so she was slow at running. Then he started speeding up. He was smiling like Pennywise the clown. We bumped into the first glass door, and it was quite heavy to push. Then we heard a scream. When I turned around, the man had grabbed my friend's bag and was pulling her from behind. I screamed and ran back towards her. The man was still pulling her. I grabbed her hand and was desperately trying to get her backpack off, but it was stuck in her rain jacket. I saw that there was no point in trying to pull her. I rushed to that guy and tried kicking him, but I tripped and fell. All of a sudden, he ran to me, let go of my friend, and grabbed onto my hair, which was in a long braid. He was pulling my hair, and I was screaming at the top of my lungs. All my friends were running to me and trying to get him off me while he was pulling me with him. One of my friends swung her heavy bag and hit that guy in the face. He screamed and fell hard on his back. We ran out of that damn building, and as soon as we got out, I fell on my knees and burst out crying. One of my friends called the police, and after that we went to school, met the police, and gave out our statements. The reason why no one was in the office was that there was a party going on in the rooftop, so no one was at work. The police never found the guy. But me and my friends saw that guy again from far away entering the building. So we just turned around and walked away. We never went inside that building again.
Ooh, that was crazy. Hold on, we'll get this ad out the way. Hold up. That video that we just watched was crazy. It was creepy, but not that creepy. So let's do this video. Let's get in. Okay.
My name is Kai. When I was 17, me and my friends were hanging out one night and decided to watch a movie, making some popcorn. The movie was a hilarious thing. We had a good time laughing and eating popcorn and other snacks. When the movie was done, it was around 11:30 p.m. It already turned to pitch black outside. One of my friends, we'll call him Spencer, suggested that it would be a good idea to play a game of Spotlight. Spotlight is basically hide and seek, but in the dark, and the seeker has a flashlight. Where I live, my house is in a cul-de-sac, and if you walk down a little path in the backyard, you end up at a long street. Across that street, there's a giant field that used to have a basketball court and a playground, but it's been torn down since I was 8. So now the giant field was just empty. But there were a lot of bushes and hiding spots, and even a little cornfield, which made it perfect for a game like Spotlight. So we grabbed a few flashlights and headed to the field. After playing a giant game of rock, paper, scissors, it was decided that another friend, we'll call him Braden, was going to be the seeker. So me and Spencer went to hide together in the cornfield, since it would be hard to find someone in there. While I believe 4 other friends, John, Ethan, Liam, and my brother Cameron, went to hide all separately in different places in the field. For some information that'll be needed later on in the story, Spencer was 17, John and Ethan were 16, Braden and Cameron and Liam were 14. Once me and Spencer got comfortable in the cornfields, we started just to talk about random stuff and about the movie we watched earlier. Just as I told Spencer a joke and he started laughing, I put my finger to my lips and told him to shut up because I could hear someone rummaging through the corn and stomping on leaves. We both just sat there thinking it was Braden and hoping that he would find us. I then realized that it sounded like multiple people. Then Spencer said, "Wait, isn't Braden the only seeker?" My heart dropped. I began getting scared but tried not to say anything. I could also see that Spencer was scared too, and I bet he was about to shit his pants. Just then we heard the men speaking to each other, and they didn't sound like any of our friends. So it was confirmed that there were 2 other men in the cornfields with us. They were talking very quietly, but I could hear some words, boys, snatch, just like that. I felt like time stopped. About a minute later, we heard them walk off, and I'm going to assume that they left the cornfield. But after the 2 men left, we heard someone yelling, "Get the fuck away from me! Help!" It sounded like Cameron. Me and Spencer immediately rushed out of the cornfields and went to find Cameron. Just then, everyone else came out of their hiding spots and went after the 2 men. Spencer and John were the tallest and most muscular, so they went in and beat the shit out of them. John put one in a headlock and threw him to the ground. Then, one man sprang at Spencer suddenly. Spencer screamed and took out his large pocket knife he always has with him, and then stabbed him 3 times. As they proceeded to beat them, I went to Cameron, helped him to get up, and yelled for everyone to run. Spencer listened and shoved the guy to the ground, but John didn't listen and continued beating the man. After Spencer pulled John off the man, they both finally ran away. We went back to Spencer's house since it was the closest, and we told everything to his mom, and then she called the police. When the police arrived, we led them down to the field, but of course, the men were gone. However, there was still some blood left on the path where Spencer stabbed one of the men, so the police took a sample of it. Once me and Cameron got home, he told me that the man Spencer attacked had a knife, but the other had nothing. I was feeling a little uncomfortable about what we'd done for our self-protection at the cornfield, but then I realized that was a good thing Spencer attacked the man with the knife because If John tried to attack that man, he could have been stabbed to death as he had no weapon. I'm just thankful none of my friends were hurt that evening. It could have ended much worse. After that, we never heard back from the police. So neither of the men was found.
Wow. That was another good one. That was pretty not scary, but action. Okay. So this is gonna be the end of the video. I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe to see more. And talk to all of you later. Make a video tomorrow. Goodbye.